Anything to Wear, and I talk all things fashion. And I'm super excited for today's video because I'm collabing with Linjer again. Linjer is a luxury jewelry brand that uses 100% recycled gold and silver materials for their products. So not only does that make their company sustainable in a lot of different ways, and I just really admire the idea of making jewelry, fine jewelry, accessible to people and still sustainable. So make sure to keep watching. I have a very fabulous jewelry haul for you guys at the end of the video. But first, I want to talk a little bit about color analysis. So I will go ahead and kick it over to my past self so that you guys can learn a little bit more about color analysis. Before I embarked on this journey, I had never really put that much thought into color analysis, and to be honest, I would just kind of see it gain popularity every couple of months on TikTok, but it actually has quite a long history. Color analysis dates back to the 1920s when stylists and artists started to connect color theory with personal style. And then in the 1980s, it had its big pop culture moment when Carol Jackson published her book, Color Me Beautiful, which introduced the idea of 4 color seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Since then, it's evolved quite a bit. Today, color analysts work with anywhere from like 12 to 16 subcategories because the perception of color is so nuanced. But in general, the whole idea of color theory is all based in harmony. When your clothes and your makeup align with your skin's complexion, it can make your features pop. It can make your skin look smoother and overall just bring in that harmony to your appearance. And this color analysis journey started for me actually a couple years ago, back when I first discovered it on TikTok. I logged onto this very sketchy website to like put in the color of my features and kind of let AI generate my results. So this AI software analyzed my features, my dark hair, my dark eyes, and told me that I was a dark autumn. And because of that, my closet for the last few years has been filled with like deep browns, reds, oranges, and greens. To be honest, I took it and I ran with it, and I just assumed that those were the colors that looked best on me. I didn't think I looked too bad in those colors, but honestly, it got to a point where I really didn't have that much of a frame of reference because my entire closet looked like that. And then for my birthday this year, my friends surprised me with a color analysis appointment, and I was so excited, but I definitely went in thinking, okay, cool, like this is gonna be such a fun experience, an opportunity for me to film something for my channel, but I'm most likely gonna walk out of there confirming that I'm a deep autumn. So I booked it and I went on down, visited K-Beauty Lab and Spa here in Houston. They took me into a little private room, and the first thing we did was analyze my skin to assess my overall warmth and pigment. In other words, looking into how cool or warm my skin tone is, but also how much color my complexion has. She took this little machine and placed it on my cheeks and on my neck, and we were analyzing the pigment of my bare skin under like natural lighting. And I, my whole life, had thought that I was a warm skin tone because my skin is naturally pretty red. I have rosacea, and so in my brain, I'm like logically red equals warm. But she explained to me that red actually has quite a bit of blue in it, and so the redness is what's going to make me a cool tone, not a warm tone. So my results were that my face is definitely neutral to cool, and then my neck is a little bit more neutral. And I kind of landed somewhat in the middle, but leaning obviously more cool. And then we started the fun part, the draping process, which is where they start to swatch 1,000,001 different colors. We basically swatched every single season: winter, spring, summer, autumn, as well as like the different variations that they have, like vivid winter, soft winter, dark winter, and so on and so forth for every single season. And it's honestly kind of magical because as she's going through like the different swatches, you definitely notice what colors create more shadows, what colors bring out my redness, what colors bring out my eyes. I was starting to go a little bit cross-eyed because wow, it was a lot of colors, but it was fascinating. There was even a moment where we were doing my different drapings and there was a specific color that actually made my face look whiter, like as in width, which I didn't think was possible, but visibly I could see how one color was making my face look slimmer, and then we would switch to the next color and my face looked whiter. And so as we went through every single season, every single swatch, we kind of started to categorize away the things that look the best. And so finally, we discovered that my number one season, my best season, is soft summer, which I would have never guessed for myself. I had always pictured soft summers as like people with blonde hair, blue eyes, really, really, really low contrast. And as you guys can see, I have super dark hair, super dark eyebrows, and dark eyes, but the results don't lie. Soft summer 1000% really brought a lot of balance to my face, because as we were swatching through the different colors, I definitely realized, and the stylist noticed this, that my face absorbs color super, super well. And so when I'm dressed in colors that are really bold and really saturated, it creates a lot of imbalance in my complexion. Whereas like if I have a red on, the redness in my face really comes to the front. If I have a really, really strong blue, the blue under my eyes really, really comes out. Whereas when I'm dressed in pastels, everything kind of balances together and it just makes me look brighter, youthful, and a little bit more even, while still letting my features pop, because at the end of the day, I do have darker features for my complexion. That makes soft summer my best season. My second best season was light spring, and according to my stylist, this is actually not super common. I don't think we really have an explanation why, other than maybe the balance of my darker features on my lighter complexion lends itself to like the brighter spring colors, but then at the same time, I am still considered brighter with lower pigmentation in my skin, so soft summer makes sense as well. My color palette kind of looks like Easter threw up all over the place, but I'm not complaining, other than I don't have a lot of that because I thought I was a dark autumn. I am very excited to shop. One key takeaway I want to share with you guys is as we were going through the color swatches and like my stylist was saying, oh, you look good at this, you don't look good in this. I had asked her, I was like, hey, so since I'm not a dark autumn, like what kind of features does a person have to be a dark autumn? And she told me it's not necessarily about what a person has. It's just about the way that their skin reacts to the color. She mentioned that she's had sisters come in to do their color analysis together, and they both walk out with completely different results because it is all about how you individually react to the colors, which honestly blew my mind because there's so many questionnaires out there of like, okay, check this box if you have brown hair, check this box if you have brown eyes, and okay, that means you're this. I just don't see how those results could be accurate without going through this very, very in-depth process. Don't get me wrong, AI is getting smarter, so who knows, maybe we're almost there. Maybe we almost live in a world where you can get really accurate color analysis results online. I just don't see how a software could replicate what I experience at the K-Beauty Lab and Spa. So once we narrowed down my best palettes, we also selected a few palettes that could be like accent colors, accessory colors, and for me, that would be winter vivids and spring vivids. In other words, as long as these accent tones are clear and cool, they will also balance with my overall look. Then finally, we tested jewelry, which I was admittedly nervous about because my favorite pieces in my collection are all silver. And I was very worried that I would walk out of there with her telling me that my best jewelry color is gold. I've just never been a gold person. Now I can see why. She placed gold jewelry and silver jewelry near my face, on my hands. And we knew instantly that bright silver jewelry was the best match for me. And as you can see, I do not argue with those results. All right, so now that we know what colors I should be wearing and what jewelry looks the best on me, I want to tell you guys more about Linjer and share the pieces that I got. So as I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, Linjer is a sustainable luxury jewelry company that only uses 100% recycled gold and silver materials. So they only use fine metals for their jewelry, no fashion brass. Some of their pieces also feature gold vermeil, and the base for those pieces are also sterling silver. So you're pretty much guaranteed to be wearing high quality jewelry pieces that are going to last a long time. So I have a couple of very, very beautiful pieces to show you guys. One thing that I absolutely love about Linjer is that they keep their design so like minimal and classic. I'm not kidding when I say that these pieces have turned into my everyday jewelry. This time around, I ordered the Ella earrings, and I find them so incredibly dainty and beautiful. They do a really, really good job of going with just about anything that you're wearing. Something interesting that I learned during my color analysis was that not everybody necessarily looks good in diamonds. Some people have complexions that lend themselves better for like gemstones or pearls. And the good news about Linjer is they have just about anything that you can think of. I found all of their options super, super useful, but ultimately gravitated towards diamonds and silver jewelry. The other piece that I got from Linjer this time was the Ilse Ring. It's a white topaz silver ring with a very, very beautiful kind of scattered look to it with the gemstones. I definitely lean more towards like minimal, dainty hand jewelry. This has got to be one of my favorite things that I've gotten from Linjer because I feel like it goes amazing with my style and the things that I like to wear. And then the last thing that I got in my jewelry haul this time was the Jemma Necklace. Incredibly stunning, dainty little 14 karat white gold diamond curved bar necklace. Obviously, the other two pieces are made from very high quality recycled silver, but getting to own gold in my collection is something that I feel very, very grateful to do, and I'm glad that I can do it with Linjer. Every jewelry enthusiast knows how incredibly expensive it is to buy gold pieces for your collection. And I'm so happy that Linjer gives people the option to do that in a way that's a little bit more accessible. Before discovering Linjer, I always like excitedly look to the future of like, I can't wait when I can just walk into a jewelry store and buy my own gold jewelry. I just find that so empowering and amazing and feminine. Honestly, it's a little bit of an I made it moment, and I'm so happy to wear this necklace. It looks super, super good with V-neck tops, but as you guys can see with this top as well, it's just so complimentary. It doesn't overwhelm my features. And for someone like me who's a soft summer with very soft features, it's important for my jewelry to kind of to complement my beauty instead of like overpower my beauty. And I feel like this necklace does just that. So that's everything that I got from Linjer. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini jewelry haul. Definitely go and check out Linjer. I have a code that you guys can use, ANNAAZ, for a discount. I will say, if you are a gold jewelry person, do not be discouraged by this haul. They have an incredible gold jewelry selection that is even bigger than their silver jewelry collection. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm super tempted. I've been having the little initial necklaces on my wish list for quite some time now, but I'm waiting to see if they come out in silver. Linjer, if you're watching this, which I know that you are, please release the initials in silver. Yeah, they have such incredible pieces online. Please go check them out. And thank you, Linjer, for collabing with me on this video. All right, I'm gonna kick it over back to my past self for the outro. Bye. If you've already gotten your color analysis done and you're my soft summer sister, I'm planning to do like a soft summer fall outfits video, winter video, because it's a little bit harder to dress in those colors for the cold time. I've noticed definitely now when I'm in stores that they are just stocking those dark colors, and I'm gonna have to get a little bit creative. So I hope you guys will stick around with me to get creative. If you found this video helpful at all, please subscribe, comment down below if you know your color season, what you think your color season is, or if you have questions. I'd love to try and point you guys in the right direction. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but you know, I'm here. I'm here for whatever you guys need. All right, that's it. Bye.